So it looks like fans are dragging She by Shereé again on social media after Shereé posted on Twitter that she's looking for interns.
Woo, there's a lot going on.
Shereé, you just make this so damn easy. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So slowly but surely, as you know, we've been seeing different inklings of what the new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta will look like. We're seeing newbies being added. We're seeing the groups hanging out together. I don't know about you guys. I've noticed, I've seen Marlo, but I haven't seen Marlo a lot in these photos. So it kind of makes me think, was Marlo demoted? According to sources, no. All the ladies are retaining their positions on the show. But you never know. Depending on what actually they bring during the season will depend on whether or not they're a full-time housewife. I just don't see them getting rid of Marlo as a full-time housewife because it was so hard getting people for this last season. But they are adding some people in the mix, testing some folks out. And there are some rumors about some of the housewives that have been coming out. I'm just trying to confirm from multiple resources on what those details are. Drew. Last time I saw Drew at BravoCon, she was like, next time you report on me, can you be nice? And I told her no promises. And Drew. But Shereé, as you know, the last time that we saw Shereé, we were talking about She by Shereé. We had the fashion show with actual fashions, but then we had the fiasco of her website crashing. And then a lot of you are still dragging her for these hefty prices that she's asking for things that we can get in other places for cheaper, like houseofkempire.com. Just saying. Well, she does have a promo going on. All right, let me just first talk about the promo before we talk about the other things. So she has a promo going on called Feeling Myself. She posts a photo of her in her own outfit. A lot of you said they're cute, but not for the price. She says, clearly, I'm feeling myself. And she's having a sale for 15% off for the next 48 hours. Code Feeling Myself. You're welcome. But as I'm just minding my own business, and normally we don't do videos like this because, look, we don't usually have the time. But here we do. We have the time today. So Shereé posts on social media that she's looking for interns. Okay. But it's the comments for me. The comment section is dragging Shereé for even posting about interns. People are asking, are you going to pay them? That's a big question. Are you going to pay them? So some of the people in the comment section, first of all, a person says, Harley says, Gmail, no company email, laughing out loud emojis, just stop. Another person by Marlo's Edges, damn, says paid or unpaid. A person responds to them, be real, she ain't paying shh. Another person says, please, this, y'all are a mess. Is it Mike Sladen? I apologize, Mike. Mike says this, please consider my friend Kim, and tags Kim Zolciak. She's going through a tough time and losing her house. She's okay with Excel and needs 15 smoke breaks a shift. Thanks in advance, Shereé. She needs it. Mind you, Shereé is real friends with Kim Zolciak. And then Ben Stevens posts this. Do not hire this woman. She will try to trash the chateau. And he posts a picture of Naomi, a.k.a. Pickles, Sonia Morgan's intern. There will be no Pickles slander. Pickles was a hardworking intern. If anything, Pickles was the intern. Just saying. Like, she was that girl. Where is Pickles? Have we gotten an update on Pickles? Why have we not asked questions about Pickles? Where is she in the world? I hope she's doing really well. All right, Pickles. Another person, All About B, says this. What's the pay range for the assistant positions? And no, I don't accept She by Shereé as a form of payment. This is why I'm doing the video, y'all. Look, Shereé, there is no malice. I met Shereé at BravoCon. Lovely woman. Shereé, though, the business act, oh, Lord. All right, let's continue. Another person by the name of Jeremiah says this: personal or brand related, what skills are required? How does one know if they are qualified? I'm sure someone is eyeing this post wanting to know. See, look, I'm being fair. I'm reading the serious comments and I'm reading the funny ones. But it's true. Sheree's simply saying, looking for interns and qualified assistants, please send resumes to this particular email. You have to be in the Atlanta area. This is not the best place. Look, some people argue and say, well, at least she's reaching out to the public to let people know that she's looking for an intern. As you know, last season, Drew dragged her for not paying Anthony. Anthony, look, you're welcome. We're mentioning you again. And Drew, have you paid your bills yet? Allegedly. So we had that whole situation from last season. So this is why this particular post stood out to me. It was like, not you looking for an assistant on social media. At this point, Shereé, I think you should be hiring a special company so they can do a background check on the person that's coming into the chateau. But some of you will argue, well, no, I think it's a good thing that she's reaching out to the public. I'm sorry, the public is great to get information from. I just don't know if I would be hiring from the public. I need a company to do background checks, to do all the things. But here's the thing. With Shereé, she's cheap. She doesn't want to do that. She knows that she's going to have to pay this company a lot of money to find quality. And this is why you are not successful, Shereé, in these other areas of business. Because you're always trying to take a shortcut. Look, it worked out for her when it came to the redesign of her website. I thought that was a fantastic moment. A young woman created this whole idea after the website crashed. She tweeted Shereé, oh, I have a fantastic branding idea for your website. And Shereé actually did it. Sidebar, lady, did you get paid? Because that's the word on the street in Atlanta, that Shereé doesn't pay her bills. Shereé literally told on herself during the reunion that she said, if I don't feel like the quality is there, why should I have to pay for it? And then Kenya had to school Shereé on why you have to pay someone when you have enlisted them to do work. Just because you don't like the work doesn't mean that you don't pay for them. I know a lot of you are asking. In the United States, someone asked this in the comment section too, do you have to pay interns? Well, here in the United States, it varies from state to state. I know in the last few years, there was a recent change here in New York State where I believe you do have to pay interns. Did Sonia get that memo? But even Sonia stopped calling them interns. Okay? I've done paid internships. Have I ever done an unpaid internship? I can't recall. Probably. Because it's supposed to be about the experience. But as an intern for Shereé, someone that we've questioned her business capabilities, what exactly are you going to learn? Some may argue you could learn a lot. She's done reality TV for many years. She's, worked with producers and worked in reality TV. If someone's looking to be an intern to learn about what that world looks like, you can learn a lot from being around Shereé and being part of her filming. You could. For argument's sake. All right, let's continue. Tony says, will they be paid? Okay. A friend to the show, Joe Mendoza, asked the question, will these interns be paid though? And they put an emoji. Wait, I don't get any money? Not emoji, meme. There we go. Another person, Nene's edges were in Mary Cosby's closet, says, Shereé, these better be paid internships and positions. I don't want to read any ish about exposure or proximity to a celebrity being the compensation. If you aren't paying at least $25 an hour for these roles, hang them up now. Come on. CJ then says what I was just saying. Are you okay? You are soliciting on Twitter for, quote, interns and qualified assistants? Eddie Murphy couldn't have made up a better joke. Please stop making yourself a soft target. Where is She by Shereé, and why in the world would you need an intern or an assistant and post it on Twitter? Damn, that was a drag. Another person by the name Thick and Bougie, love that. Working for free in this economy? Girl, good luck. Cindy Lely says, If you apply, know you're not getting paid. Don't come back complaining like you already didn't know. She has a point. Cindy has a point. Oh, well, and then there's this. Legally Fit says, Shereé, how about you address the elephant in the room? You liking a pee video, a corn video, some weeks ago before looking for assistance. Did you guys see that? I did see that. I didn't report on it. But did you guys see that? I mean, look, at the end of the day, like what you like, but apparently she wasn't on her right account that day. Matt Lowry says she's in her Sonia Morgan era. Heather Dumbro, that's how their name is on social media, says this. Would love to assist, but as of now, I won't be available until September. That is spring/summer. Please let me know if you're willing to work with my schedule. Thank you, Shereé. The internet will never fail. The internet will never fail. And another person, Angels Protect Me, says this. I'm gonna need to get paid. I'm gonna need to be paid 2 weeks in advance. As soon as I saw Shereé post this, I already knew the comment section was going to be a mess. And clearly it is. I thought by the time that I did this report that she would have deleted this post, but Shereé has no shame. No shame by Shereé. Make that a t-shirt, Shereé. Clearly, if Shereé's returning, and we know she is returning for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know the fiasco that was the She by Shereé website crashing and people calling her out for the expensive fashions and even stealing fashions, allegedly. I don't know if it's alleged, but I will say allegedly. It's going to be a part of her storyline, along with Martell Holt. We haven't seen any more footage of Shereé filming with Martell, but who knows? They could be filming in the chateau and we just don't see it. How are you guys feeling about this new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta? As you know, yesterday we did a separate report talking about Kandi, so who knows? This is all breaking during Kandi's filming. The whole story about the shooting that happened at the OLG restaurant in 2020, her being sued for that. And she has her own drama going on with her group Escape, but that's going to be on a separate reality show for Bravo. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot happening, but there's also a lot that we're not hearing and a lot is not spilling just yet. But stay tuned. Guys, I want to know your reaction to this. Are you going to apply to be She by Shereé's intern or assistant? Let's have that conversation in the comment section. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.